Hello guys, let's hope it's working now. Let me check. My screen wasn't displaying, I don't know why, and of course we can't do trading without showing you my screen, only my face. Let's hope it's working now. I don't know if my voice is a little bit low. It's not. My screen wasn't displaying, I don't know why, and of course we can't do trading without showing you my screen, only my face. Okay, can you hear me fine? If somebody can comment, please. And then we'll start our analysis. Okay, can you hear me fine? If somebody can comment, please. And then we'll start our analysis. Okay, let's start with BTC. It's been moving nicely. Let me go to our previous chart, this one. We've been watching this chart since 2019, but this range, let's say, for around 55 days. This was our upper range. Let me go to the monthly. The monthly, like we said, this is one of our setups. The value line MA gap, you can call it. It hadn't touched the value line for around 25 bars, meaning 2 years. And this is usually called like the bull market band. It's usually used with 21, I think, weekly SMA. This is on the monthly. And this usually indicates, like I said in the previous live streams, this usually indicates that if we are in a bull trend, the pullback is now overextended. It is time for the bulls to step in. And this is what happens. As you see, in November we held it. In December we held it. And now we broke above the previous monthly high, which is bullish. But I don't like us breaking directly on the yearly and on the monthly open. These moves usually reverse, but usually reverse after 2 weeks. Now we're like halfway through the month, and things seem fine on the yearly and on the monthly open. These moves usually reverse. See. I think we will move to 100k, and then we will see what we do from there. 100k is a pretty important resistance zone. It was previously support, now it's resistance. So this is one, as I was saying. If we were to go up, we should go up from here, and we went up. On the weekly, we also had the 99 SMA gap on the weekly, which is very bullish. As you see, 1, 2, 3 touches. Here I was saying that you can buy indeed because it's very good, but I was saying we would reject here, or at least temporarily reject, which we did. You can see on the lower time frames. But you need to note one thing. We can see the confluence between the monthly and the weekly. On the monthly, we have a test of the value line of the Bollinger Band. Value line means that BTC is now at value, so it's at a bargain. This is if you use the Bollinger Bands. If you don't, all I'm saying is bullshit, but I personally use them. On the weekly, we also held the 99 simple moving average, weekly simple moving average, which is bullish, especially since a gap formed. And now I think we will reject here at the value line of the Bollinger Band on the weekly. So our next zone of interest, or point of interest, you can say, will be between 98k, because we've had a lot of price action here, between 98k and 101k, 101.4k. This is our next zone of interest. We need to see BTC's reaction at this zone. But things are looking good. For now, you can. I won't buy here on the weekly time frame. I would buy on the lower time frames. Let's go to the daily. This is what I was saying. I was talking here about, yeah, we're at the lower range of the trading range, so it's a very good opportunity to buy. Here it was a little bit more risky, and here you wouldn't have bought. Like we said last 2 weeks, I think. I hadn't had a live since the start of the year, maybe, I can't remember. Doesn't matter though. You can see here, this was our previous resistance because it was the previous monthly high. This is on the monthly. This was the previous monthly high, 94,555. On the daily, we draw this line. It went up to it. I opened live here. I had a live stream here. I told you that, yeah, we'll reach this zone. We reached this zone, this level, rejected. Then something very bullish happened. We retested the value line of the Bollinger Band, which also coincides with the 50% of the range. Like, this is the middle of the range. So very bullish. First, we had a rejection of the resistance, bearish, which is expected because it's the top of the trading range. Second, we had a retest of the middle of the trading range, which is also a very important price level. If you look back, 89k, 88k has been a level where the price struggled, or let's say not struggled because it can come back as support. Is a zone where the price moved a lot, we can say, or stayed a lot there. So it's a very important zone. This is the touch of the Bollinger Band, of the value line of the Bollinger Band, bullish. I wouldn't enter here, although the price broke above it. I would have entered somewhere here. After this closed and the price broke above it, I would have entered here with a stop here. And our zone, our next point of interest, or next, yeah, it would have been the 99 SMA on the daily, which acted as resistance, as you can see. It's been acting as resistance since October, the beginning of October. But I think we'll break it. Yesterday we tested the previous resistance, which coincides also with the previous monthly high and the previous upper range of the trading range. So I wouldn't enter long here. Maybe I would wait a little bit, wait for the weekly to close, and then enter long if the weekly closes bullish, which I think it will. Normally these weekends are liquid. Mostly we've been getting pumps on the weekend, so there's a very high probability that it will close bullish. But you can count this as the retest of the trading range, of the upper range of the trading range. You can count it as a retest. You can enter long if you want. I personally won't. It's a little bit risky for me. I'm also not trading BTC currently because I'm doing the challenge, the $100 to $1,000 challenge. But yeah, for BTC, our next point of interest, zone of interest, is here between the 98k and the 101k, 102.5k. It's a pretty big zone because this here, look, in November we stayed a lot here. This was the previous drop, previous retest of the high, or of our zone of interest before going up higher. And in December the price stayed here a lot. So yeah, it's a pretty important zone. Once we break above it, I mean, we'll see, but our next zone will be 108k, 107 to 108k. Now we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves. We should just wait and see. This is for BTC. The altcoins, I still haven't looked at the charts, but I think the charts will be a lot better. Okay, done with BTC. If you have any comments, no comments. Okay, this is for BTC. Let's go and see ETH. ETH, let's start with the monthly. Okay, that's good. Still haven't broken above the previous monthly high, so there's still a probability, although it's, I won't say low, around 50%, that the price will reject of the high and drop down, retesting this our zone of interest. As you see, our zone held. This on the monthly looking good. Weekly, our next price target is here. I mean, this zone is a resistance currently because it was like, we had 1, 2, 3. This was the previous bottom, or the October 10th bottom. It is a very important zone. I personally wouldn't enter long here on a higher time frame. I would just wait and see. The time to long was before, as I said in our previous live streams, around mid-December. On the daily, I also wouldn't enter long, rejecting also at the 99 SMA. Sorry, somebody's calling me. Oh, moment, excuse me. Sorry, really important call. Okay. At the 99 SMA also rejected, so we need to wait. Like I said, the time too long was here. Now we shouldn't do anything. Wait and see. This is trading. Most of trading is just having patience, not doing anything. If you do not trade, you are trading. I know it sounds contradictory, but it's art. It's an art in itself. You shouldn't trade. When there is no clear setup, you shouldn't trade. So now we don't have a clear setup. Maybe retest. Let's see where it should pull back. If this weekly closes, you can look at the retest for like a quick scalp using our 1 hour chart. A retest of the weekly low next week. Maybe you can enter it long there, but I personally am not trading this coin. Solana, also our zone held. I mean, you can notice all the coins move with BTC. All the high market cap coins move with BTC. They are all retesting from the downside, of course, the 99 SMA. So now it's wait and see. If they break above, we can enter on the retest. Sorry. We can enter on the retest. Let me draw a path for you for it to be clear. Where's the path? If I can find the path. Here's the path. The price, if it wants to break above, it will move like that. Drop down to retest the previous resistance zone and then go up. This is the previous resistance zone, which also will coincide with the 99 SMA. So the 99 SMA will most probably move like this. It will move like this, hold the price, and then go. This is our ideal scenario. Of course, the price might just pump. It also depends on the US stock market. We currently do not know. I don't know what's happening with Trump, wars, Venezuela, Iran. It's too complicated for me. So I just prefer to look at the charts and see what the charts are telling me. This is for Solana. I do not trade Solana also. I trade these coins here. Sui, Hype, XPL, Fartcoin, and Pengu. Let's look at Sui. Sui was incredibly bullish. Like I said here, you could have entered long at this zone. You'd have made a nice profit. It broke above the previous monthly high, which is good. Sui is looking more bullish than ETH. But I won't enter also. It's the same story. I won't enter here. You should have entered here. Maybe here, as I was saying. Like mid-December, end of December, you should have entered. Stop below the lows. And you could have waited. Also rejecting over the 99 SMA. I won't say it anymore. You're going to realize that all the coins are currently rejecting around the 99 SMA on the daily. So yeah, you should notice that, like I said, all the coins move same as BTC. If they are not daily gainers or they do not have a huge momentum, daily gainers, daily losers, not necessarily gainers, maybe losers. But if they are trading normally, they're moving with BTC. If they don't have a catalyst, let's say. This is on the day, let's see on the 4 hour. I mean, we held the 99 SMA on the 4 hour, which is good after acting as resistance. So it might be bullish. I'm also expecting a weekend pump. It might be bullish, but I won't enter. This was the previous trading range. It's retesting the previous trading range. Not for me. I won't enter. Let's see Hype. Hype, like I said, it's one of the better coins. The Hyperliquid Foundation has been buying Hyperliquid every day from the profits that they make. But they also had an unlock. I'm not sure if they had it or they will have it. Last time I read about it, it was in January the 11th. I think there was more than 100 million Hyperliquid to be unlocked by the Hyperliquid team. So I won't say I won't touch it. I mean, if you're looking long term, yeah, buy $20. First of all, it's a psychological support. Also, it's a very good bargain. We can use the Bollinger Band, the Fibonacci retracement, and we can see that it retraced more than enough. Let's see. This is from the first law. I mean, yeah. If you use the 0.72, it's most probably going to be the 0.72. The October 10th wick retested the 0.768, the 78.6%. But long term, buy. Of course, you need to be careful. Short term, it's still bottoming on the daily. I won't enter now. I mean, you can if you're expecting a breakout, but with the bearish news, it's a little bit risky. But it's in the process of bottoming. If you enter here, 14%, your price target will be around here, 29%, 2-to-1 trade, or maybe if you're hoping for a bull market, it will be a lot higher. But let's say your risk to reward is 2-to-1. Sorry, reward to risk is 2-to-1. So it's a good trade, but I think you can fight better. On the weekly, Pengo is shit. You should have entered here. Monthly, it's okay. Weekly, if it closes like this, we can expect a break below this low. Also this low, yeah, it didn't break below it yet. Maybe here. This is what you call the gap. It's a gap, measuring gap. You can call it a full fair value gap. I don't, because I read Dr. Albrook's books and he calls it a measuring gap. You can enter here if you're looking to be long. On the lower time frame, it's been in the same range since 9 days ago, 10 days ago. Also rejecting above our resistance line that we drew, which was previously support. Close to the 99 SMA, same story. I wouldn't enter now. Neither shorts nor longs. Fart coin. This was our previous resistance, broke below. You could have entered here. Sorry for the lines, I say it every live, but I trade it on a lower time frame. That's why I have a lot of these zones of interest, if you want to say. Very bullish. This was the zone of accumulation, you can say. They accumulated here, broke above, rejected. Some people call this failed auction. Doesn't matter what you call it. It's a failed breakout. This is what it means. The bulls tried to push the price above and continue the bull trend. They pushed the price above, but they failed to sustain the price above it. That's why we call it a failed breakout, not a breakout. Then broke below the low of this zone. Most of the stop losses were here. Most of the traders got stopped out. Shorts got stopped in if they had an entry here. And then the price went up. On a higher time frame, on the daily time frame, I mean, still won't enter. The market is currently in a trading range, albeit a very tight trading range on a lower time frame than the daily, because on the daily you can't see the tight trading range clearly. On the 4 hour you can. Nothing interesting also with fart coin. On the hourly, if you can set a limit here with a stop below 0.34, maybe 77, 78. Take profit here, 10-to-1. How much is it? Yeah, it's around 5-to-1. Good trade, not a bad trade, but you can expect, or if you're hoping for a weekly breakout, like for the weekly breakout with the weekend pump, you can, but I won't take the trade. XPL was very bullish, rejected. I don't know what happened, but we even broke above the monthly high, which is good, but rejection directly. So don't touch it now, maybe wait for the retest of the low. And these other coins I haven't traded in a long time. Popcat is illiquid now, I don't like it. Although we broke above the monthly, you can wait for the monthly close. Then maybe enter long. I wouldn't. Now moving to our setups that we normally use. Let me open my Bybit account to show you. I've been doing the challenge. Sorry guys. I've been doing the $100 to $1,000 challenge. We're already halfway through, which is good. Not halfway, sorry. I mean, yeah, we doubled our money. Not technically halfway, but if we were looking to do a 100% gain challenge, we did it. We're currently at $211, all documented, all posted on the Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord, join it. This was the latest trade that I took. It wasn't optimal. I did a lot of mistakes. Let me remove this. Open the chart more clearly. Remove this and go to the 5-minute time frame. I will try to do this. Let me add the Bollinger Band that I use. Bollinger Bands. Also, let me add the 99 SMA, the one that we used for this setup. Sorry, simple moving average, not smooth moving average. This one, let me 99. Okay, this was our trade. Let me remove the Bollinger Bands because we won't use them. I did a very silly mistake. I did two mistakes. One that was very silly and one that it was bad luck. I entered here. I knew that most probably the price will break below this low, trap the traders out, and then go up. But I didn't wait. I only entered with a small amount. I risked only $4. I'm currently risking per trade $10. So it was okay, but I shouldn't have done it. I knew. I felt in my heart that the stop will hit, but I didn't listen. So let's see on a lower time frame. This was the touch. I saw this breakout, let's say, and I entered here. My entry was very bad. 0.182 here. I entered at the top. I don't know. I shouldn't have entered anyways. Also, if we look at the Bollinger Bands, it was rejecting of the value on the 1 minute, so I knew we were going to get stopped out. I also got stopped out here. My stop was too tight. I should have placed my stop here because I knew that this low will hold. I should have placed my stop below this low. I didn't. I wanted a very high RR, which is very stupid because the market doesn't care what you want. Then I calmed down. I looked at the candles. I saw that this candle was, look at the low, 0.01764. This low was 0.01737. Exactly as the 5-minute closed and this one opened, we broke below it and then reversed up. Let me show you on the 1 minute. As you can see, stop loss got hit here, which is very unfortunate, very stupid, not unfortunate, because I knew that the stop would get hit. I should have lowered my stop loss, didn't. Entered here, then added here, exited here. Now, why did I exit here? Why did I pick this zone? First of all, I market sold. My TP didn't get hit. My TP was at 0.019121. The high of this candle, as you can see, is 0.019117. So very unfortunate. My floating PNL was 227. I mean, I missed around 14% of profits, $14 of profits, which is around, let me do that quick maths. It's around 6% of my account, which is very, very bad. I put my stop loss a little bit in profit, nothing, $1 profit, almost $3 profit. Well, here I had a floating profit of $10. So yeah, not very bad trade management. My first trade was shit. I shouldn't have entered, but my second trade, I'm happy that I closed here exactly at the high. But it was unfortunate that my TP wasn't hit. I mean, by 0.02%. Things like that happen. I didn't FOMO. This was my stop here. I didn't say, oh, the price will go up, let me just keep it. I would have gave back some profits also. No, it's okay. Shit happens. Let me show you why did I place my TP here. My TP was here because this was the previous high. I expected the price to reject below this high if we were to continue the downtrend, which we did. So I placed my TP below the high. The high was 19261. I placed my initial TP at around 0.019183. Then I said, let me move it lower. I moved it to 0.019121. It was unfortunate, but yeah, shit happens, like I said. That's why I placed my TP in this zone due to this candle. If we were to be bullish, this would have closed very bullish and would have continued up, and I would have missed on a lot of profits. I didn't care. My trade was already, I had a perfect entry. Like my entry, let me show in the 1 minute. My entry was here. My average entry was here, 11767. So it was a pretty good trade. My stop was wide. I put it below the low of this candle, because I knew this candle will hold. It was around 174, yeah, 27. To risk 2% to make 7%. It's a very good trade. But yeah, this was my first mistake, entering here, knowing that I shouldn't have entered. My second mistake was placing my stop loss in a very wrong zone just to increase my RR, which is a very stupid mistake to do. I haven't done it in a long time, but I did it. So yeah. And also, why did I pick the low of this candle to place my stop below it? Because this was an inflection point. We call it an inflection point because here the bears lost control after taking control, rejecting from the high. The bears lost control here. Bulls stepped in. All the bulls that stepped in had their stop loss below this low. We want to place our stop loss below this low, like all the other big players that entered. Also, I prefer to place it below the low. So if they also get stopped out, maybe for a false breakout to the downside, I'm still covered. Yeah, that's why I picked this zone. This is my zone of interest. Let me see, maybe in this one, yeah. Now, since this rejected, like as we saw, it went up, we took profits, yeah, but it technically rejected. It's in a downtrend. It hasn't done a higher high since 7 a.m. Look, one. This was the initial high, top, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower, 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 lower. Now we see signs of bull stepping in. This is the first time that we made a higher high. Albeit on it's an hour time frame, so we can't trust the signal 100%. Maybe for a quick scalp. But things are turning around. I want to see us touch this in order for us to move to the second setup. A gap on the value line. It's not a very big gap like the ones that we get on the 5 minute or using the 99 SMA, because this we had a gap since 152 bars. On the hourly we haven't had, like the last time we touched it was around 28 bars. It's not a very big gap, but it's on the hourly, so it's more reliable. Yeah, higher high, maybe doing a higher low and the market flipping. I think this low will hold. If we were to be bullish, this low will hold. This will keep moving up. We're going to break below the low of this candle, not below the low of this candle. Retest or test the value line and go up. Let me draw a path for it to be clear, or let me do with my brush. This candle, this is the candle, okay? We're going to break below the low of this candle, but we're going to be met by, let me put it orange because this is the color of the value line. We're going to be met by the value line and go up. This low will hold this level. Let me draw it. Wait. What the fuck is happening? Let me put my cursor. This low will hold. So this is what's supposed to happen if we were to be bullish. Now the price can just keep going up. It can fall down and fuck us. It's normal, it's trading. But this is what I want to see in order to enter my trade. If it doesn't happen, I won't enter. I won't be bothered. Okay. The price went up. The price went up without me. What can I do? But looking on the lower time frame, yeah, we're having a change of structure. Like for example, if I were purely trading, not using my setups, I would have entered here, stop below this low, and after the price moves up, I will move my stop below this low, and let the trade ride, but it's risky, especially on the 1 hour. This usually acts as a magnet. Now, the probability of the price touching the value line next hour depends on how this hour will close. The shittier this hour closes, the higher the probability that we will touch the value line. So I'm hoping this candle to close not very bearish, not very. If it closes bearish, I won't enter. Maybe like a doji with a red body, a bearish body. I would enter. So this is what I'm looking at now. L3. I also have alerts set on Bera, but the price moved without me. I've been watching the price since here, 9 a.m. I could have entered here, but as I said, I'm doing my challenge using only the 2 setups. So I didn't want to mess with the statistics or mess with the challenge. So that's why I did enter. If we get a retest now, I think it's going to fail, but we can wait for the reaction and see. So this is one, Bera. Dusk broke below. I wasn't paying attention. Dusk broke below. This was the previous trading range. This was the new trading range. We call this the lower trading range. This is the upper trading range. The price broke down from the upper trading range to the lower trading range, retested it, which was very bullish. Although, as you can see, our 5-minute 99 SMA setup failed. Technically, it didn't, because you wouldn't enter here. You would have entered here, this zone with a stop below it. So because we didn't have a bottom or a green candle, a bullish candle here. So technically, it didn't fail, but we need to look at the bigger picture. Forget our setup. It retested the previous trading range also on the hourly. It came close but didn't touch our value line, which happens more usually, or sometimes, let's say sometimes. And it went up. It also retested the high. So it's I don't like its movement. I mean, it's easy to trade. If you trade trading ranges, it's super. It's a very good coin to trade. You would have just entered here, stop here, and 4 to 1, 3.8 to 1, which is amazing. So I'm not currently looking at this. AXS very overextended. I mean, high probability if we touch the SMA, we will reject off it. But yeah, I was watching it also here. I missed on a lot of profits. Could have just entered here below this low. Let's say we're going to put it, 6, 7, 4%, 26%, 8 to 1, 8.2 to 1. 1, 2, we have 2 coins to look at. 3. This is our third and final coin. It's not a gap. I mean, it is a gap, but not a very huge one. Just 95 bars. I don't like it when the price previously danced around it, then broke out, but we can keep it in mind. So we have 3 coins to keep looking at. Bera, not Dusk, AXS, and BTR. For L3, we're looking at the value line touch. I think it's going to move without us. I think it's going to pump without us. I should have entered here. Let's see. It might reject here and then go up. It's currently at the zone which acted as a previous support. You see this zone? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 false breakout below it and then went up. 6, 7. Here we held around it, not exactly at it, and then went up. So this support might now act as resistance. I hope it does, because I really want to enter L3. I mean, the movement is a lot scammy because it doesn't have a lot of liquidity. How do I close this? Okay. Look at the volume, only 11 million, which isn't much. Open interest isn't a lot also. Funding is okay. We can farm funding. If this setup comes between now and 6 p.m. Romania time, I will enter just to farm the funding. The funding enough is really good. But yeah, I hope the price breaks down, then we can enter. Also, if you're asking why I don't short daily gain, is because here you can see it's obvious. 1, 2, lower high, lower high, lower high. Okay, after this failed, after this candle closed, it's pretty obvious that, yeah, the price will break down. 2%, your stop would have been here above the high. Or if you want to be more aggressive, stop above the current high. Your risk would have been, let's say you want 3 to 1, which is okay, but I prefer not to short daily gainers. Their movement is unexpected. They have momentum to the upside, unless you're trying to catch the top, which is very rare. I wouldn't short, even though if you have confirmation here. I mean, let's say for example, I shorted here. Okay, I have confirmation on the 5 minute, but on the 1 hour, there's still potential after touching the value line that, yeah, the price will break out, will retest the high, and my stop loss will get hit. So I wouldn't short them. Nice. The price is rejecting, very nice. Let's see. If we break below this low, yeah, we're definitely retesting this low. Very nice rejection. Let's see on the lower time frame. That's good. As I said, it was previously support, now resistance. This is trading, just play zones. Look at the chart, know which zones do you want to trade, and once the price reaches that zone, see the reaction, do not enter directly, and then you enter. If you have good reaction, you enter. This was my mistake. I knew that the price has a very high probability, I won't say 100%, but it has a very high probability of holding this zone. I should have waited. As soon as I saw this candle like break out, I entered long, which is very bad. But yeah, I'm saying my mistakes for you in order to learn from them and not to repeat them. Okay, this is L3. What I want to mention also, let me open our Discord. To show you, I was having a discussion with a guy yesterday. I'm sorry, it's a Romanian, but I will translate. He had a very good point. This happens often for beginners. This is our Discord, BPI Trades. This is my channel, my challenge, sorry. I post everything. Yeah, this was the trade that I took today. If you want to learn how to trade or just copy trades, you can enter. I post everything. It was in the BPI talks. Yeah, so the guys here were having a discussion like, why does this keep happening to me? They enter, they place their stops, and then the price just hits their stops and then moves in their direction. You can see he entered short here, stop below, stop above here, and the price and hit their stop, fell back down. So they would have made a profit if first they entered at the correct zone, let me say, or at the correct level. Second, if they placed their stop loss correctly. 1, 2, twice it happened to him. It's pretty brutal. I mean, I totally understand the guy. It happened to me a lot of times, and it still happens, as you can see. For my L3 trade, my stop loss got hit by a little bit, and then the price went up. But I re-entered. That's not the issue here. This guy also entered long, stop loss hit, and then went up. It happens often. And when this happens, you need to do one thing. This was my advice to him. A little bit of advice. If it happens often to you, your entry should be where you would have had your stop loss place. Meaning, he entered here, his stop was here. If I were him, I would have waited for the price to and if, because the price might not reach this zone, but as a fix for the problem that he was facing, because most of the beginners have this problem, and I will explain why this happens to them. I would have waited, looked at the price reaching his stop loss. Of course, he would not have entered, so his stop loss would not have hit. Waited for the reaction, and then entered as soon as this candle closed. So his entry would have been here, stop loss above this high, and then his TP would have gotten hit. Same thing. He took profits, then he would have waited. His entry, his stop loss would have been here, he would have gotten hit because his entry was here. Then as soon as this candle closed, which broke above his stop loss that he theoretically put, entry here, stop loss above this price, same thing. Now, as the guy said, he had, I mean, avut dreptate, as we say in Romanian. He had something that was correct. he said something that was correct. He said, uh, I know these like advices. In my opinion, they are only advices. He didn't understand what I told him exactly. He said, we put our stop losses at a high low, a zone which invalidates our setup. If I was to put my entry where my stop loss would have been, my new stop loss, where should I put my new stop loss? My new stop loss. We don't know where the price will reverse, basically. He said that the market will sweep this liquidity zone. He's 100% correct. That's why you have to wait. You need to wait for the price to move. And yeah, I replied to him what I told you. There's a very big difference between placing your entry where initial stop losses will be before the price reaches your level. So if he placed his entry here before the price reaches it, and then where will he put his stop? It's not a good thing to do. It's very stupid. The idea of what I was saying, you need to wait for the price to reach your zone where your stop loss should have been, and then you enter. That's it. Okay, this is I think everything for today. If you have any questions, no questions, nothing. Nice L3, very nice. I want to see a break of this low. Break of this low, yeah, it didn't happen. They're still defending it. It's a waiting game now. I won't enter anyway. Waiting for this to close, the hourly, and then we'll see. 4 hour block above. No, it's normal. If we're doing the value line setup, it's normal. Let's see XS. Still breaking out. Okay, guys. If you don't have any questions, I will close the live, my live stream, and I will post updates for my challenge on the Discord. I'm hoping to reach around $300 by the end of the month, meaning 200% gain, but it depends on the opportunities that we have. Also my time. I'm a little bit busy now. I'm doing masters. I'm studying masters, so my exams are starting, and I have a lot of other things, but I will try my best to make this account reach $300 by the end of the month. These are all my P&L. As you can see, this was the trade that I entered, minus $5. Oh my god, I hadn't noticed. Oh, okay, $2. Okay. This was just a test I was teaching some of my friends. I thought that this stop loss, which was supposed to be in profit, closed at a loss. I thought it didn't have liquidity. So that's good. Okay, guys. Speak to you soon. I will update if we reach the value line, and if I enter, I want to see the reaction. Also, if I enter, I won't place my stop below this low maybe, but this is a very interesting candle. I might place it below the low of this candle. So let's say, for example, let me put a long position. Let's say, for example, we enter here. My stop loss won't be below this low. It will be below the low of this candle, because this candle, most people say, which is not true because you also need to look at the volume. Most people say in Romanian, bullish cu volum. Like, this candle has a large body, bullish volume body, which isn't correct, because this might be, which in this case it isn't, but it might be an exhaustion candle, which means that it was formed by a vacuum. Now this is a little bit advanced. A vacuum is basically a price action where the sellers remove their sell orders. I'm talking about a bull trend and an uptrend. Remove their sell orders in order to push the price higher and then get a better entry. When this happens, if you put the volume candles, it won't have a lot of volume. The volume will be very low, but because there were no sellers and they created a vacuum pushing the price higher, we will have a very, 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 very bullish candle, but it didn't have volume. So you need to be careful. This is more advanced. Don't worry about it. But yeah, this is very bullish. Most people entered here with a stop loss below the low of this candle. So if this setup were to work, I want my stop loss below this low, which is currently around 0.016467. I would place it around 0.016474 if I want to be like give the trade room to move. But if I want to be aggressive, I will place it just around 0.016424, something like that. So yeah, this is the trade I'm watching. As we said, the price is currently rejecting because this was previous support which turned resistance, this one. And yeah, I will update on the Discord. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to be live every Saturday or every Sunday. I'm not sure now. And if we get things picking up in the market, I might enter trades here. I entered a CPI trade. Let me show you. Oh, where's I closed Bybit. Before I close, I want to show you the news trading. I entered SUI and XPL. Fartcon I didn't, which was my bad. USDT. Just a moment. Let me give you an example of SUI. SUI USDT. I'm going to show it on the hourly because it was a lot of time ago. Of course, around the 15 minutes. Yeah. CPI is the inflation in America. I don't know if you know what CPI, Consumer Price Index. It indicates the inflation in America. If the inflation is lower than what the analyst expected, the price will pump because it will indicate that the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates. So it will be easier for the people to borrow money. And once it's easier for the people to borrow money, the economy will expand. They will put more money in the stock market. And also, this is something very important. I don't want to get into economics very much, but as you lower the interest rates, the yields on the bonds, on the T-bills, more exactly on the treasury bills, falls. So the money that's earning risk-free, I don't know how much it's now, around 4%, 5% per annum risk-free. It won't be earning as much. And the institutions which move the markets, by the way, will have to move this money into something else. And that will be the stock market. Imagine if we had interest rates at 0.5% as we had during the COVID. The money had to go somewhere because the institutions need to make money. So the money moved into the stock market, crypto, everything. There was a lot of money in the system. We had the boom. Then after that we had the inflation. It's all related to the interest rates and the minimal reserve requirement, which is more related to the banks. I won't get into detail about this stuff. But yeah, for the CPI was very good, lower than expected. The core CPI, which excludes food and energy, I think. It was very good, below expectations. Price pumped. I entered here before the announcement. I entered with size. I don't know if I can get back this. I entered here at around 23 minutes. So 7 minutes before the CPI. As you can see, CPI bullish, pumped, rejected a little bit, but I knew the market will pump, closed here and then closed here. So yeah, this is in news trading. It's very risky. You shouldn't news trade unless you know what you're doing, but I usually enter with tight stops. So my risk is nothing. My reward is very big. Most of my trades are around 8 to 1, 10 to 1. Okay. This was CPI. This was about CPI. Do you have any comments, any questions? If you don't have, I will close the live. No questions. Okay, guys. Speak to you next week on Saturday, I think. And yeah, see you soon. Goodbye.